Good morning. Welcome to another beautiful day here on the farm. We've got the cattle fed so far this morning, and our next task at hand here is we're going to turn these heifers out onto some fresh pasture. They've been up all winter eating hay and feed, but the spring is here and it's time to get them out on some grass. We have 160 acres here of grass, and all of the perimeter fence is incorporated into it is an electric fence. And we will decide to divide this pasture this morning, and we'll use some temporary fence to do that. But every so often in our system we have a shutoff, so that I can shut off just a section of fence to work on it, yet leave the rest of it hot. We mount them here on top of these posts, and they work really well. If I need to work on a section of the fence, or if I'm looking for a problem, I can shut a section off, and I know that it's between those 2 points. So we're going to continue on putting the fence up and explain a little more as we go along. Okay, we've checked all of our perimeter fences and everything looks really good, so we're ready to split this pasture into a 20-acre paddock instead of 40 acres. What we're using this morning is poly wire. This is kind of a plastic rope-like substance with small electric wires woven through it to conduct the electricity. It's about the size of real small yarn, and it comes on quarter-mile rolls. Works very similar to a fishing reel. You just roll it off of there like that, and then when you're ready to roll it up, you just grab the handle, and it's geared ratio 3 to 1, so every time you turn the handle one time, the spool goes 3 times, rolls up really quickly. And we're attaching it this morning to these push-in the ground fiberglass posts. I like them really well because they're small enough you don't need a driver or anything. You can just take your hand and shove them in, wrap your wire around the post, because we use the fiberglass post on purpose because they won't conduct electricity. So you don't have to worry about shorting out your fence on a post. So we're going to put this up, and then we'll show you kind of how it's done and what it looks like when it's completed. spots that'll hold water. So every time I come to one of those, there's probably a couple in this rut. I put in a couple of these bigger posts, and I'll put one on each side, and then if it goes to raining and it gets muddy and I don't want the cattle to be able to walk through that, all I have to do then is to get some more this off kind of in a square, and I can keep the cattle out of the mud hole. The ground this morning is a little drier than I anticipated. Normally I just push these posts in the ground quite easily, but it's a little too stiff this morning, so I've had this driver that I made for years, especially for these little posts. It's just a small 1.5-inch piece of pipe that I took and put a solid piece in the end of it to beat on, and it works quite nice. Saves my hand from a lot of blisters. Okay, as you can see, we've got our fence put in here. This took about half an hour to put in a 1/4 mile of fence. We've turned the fence on, and now we're going to see how much voltage we go through before we turn the cattle in. This handy dandy little device right here keeps me from having to guess. We'll plug it onto this wire right here and see how much we get going through it. For cattle, it's acceptable to have about 5,000 volts. This one here is showing 9,900, so I think that's plenty. That's why I use this little device. I sure don't want to touch it. I have a couple of times, and I remember both times. So, well, let's throw the gate open and let the cattle in and get them some grass. Well, we've thrown the gate open, and we're getting ready to lead the heifers through to the grass, so we'll try to get a little footage of them as they come through. They've turned out on grass, they've had a big run. Some people might ask how one little strand of wire there can keep them where I want them to stay. Well, every fence on the place has got a hot wire in it, so they've been running against an electric fence for 3 or 4 months now, and they've all probably touched it and been shocked. And it's not a physical barrier, it's a mental barrier. You would look at it and you'd say, well, why don't they just jump over it? Well, cattle don't have the ability to reason like we do, so as far as they know, it could be 10 foot tall or even taller. So we're able to just put it at a decent height where they can see it, and in their mind, it's just like putting up a wall. So, well, that's got the heifers moved for today, so it's on to the next project, and as far as I can see, it's all good.